Hello, this session is all about helping you to become more comfortable navigating around the Twitter app. If you're already a confident Twitter user, then you may want to skip this session. For the purpose of this session, the app is running on an iPhone, and it may look slightly different if you're running it on an Android phone or if you're running it in the future. This course is being recorded in early 2022, and Twitter are continually updating and changing the app, so some of the detail may be slightly different by the time you get to see this course. But the fundamentals should not have changed. Okay, let's open the app. I'll tap on the Twitter icon. It's taken me to the home page for the account that I've logged in on. Now, for the purpose of this training course, I'm not using my main Twitter account. I'm using a separate Twitter account, which is purely operated for the purpose of these training courses. The main content of the home screen are the tweets that Twitter is showing to me. And I'll cover the detail of tweets and how they're presented and the different options that you have for presenting tweets in a separate session. It's enough to say that this is where you'll be spending a lot of time if you're using Twitter actively, and particularly if you're reading lots of tweets, because this is where you'll see them. So I'm going to scroll down. So just moving through some of the tweets that are being presented. I'm not going to spend much time looking at those right now. Okay, so I'm going to press the home, which is the icon in the bottom left, and that jumps me back to the top of the Twitter feed. This session is all about navigation, and there are several navigation points to talk about. We'll start with the navigation bar, which is the 5 icons across the bottom of the screen. We're already on the home screen, as I've said, and you can tell we're on the home screen because the little house symbol in the bottom left is in bold. The next place we'll go is to the search screen. So I shall tap on the search icon, which is the magnifying glass, and this takes us into Twitter search. Now, I've chosen to blur the content of these search screens and some of the other screens as we go through because I don't want to distract you from the content of the training. A lot of the content that's being presented on Twitter is very much in the moment. It's relating to what's going on right now. Some of it is perhaps controversial, and some of it could be using language that you're not happy with and I'm not happy with. For those reasons, I'll be blurring out some of the screens, but the principles remain true. You don't need to worry about the detail. I encourage you to start using the Twitter app on your own device as soon as possible so you can get familiar with the navigation that I'm talking about right now. We're here on the search screen, and Twitter is presenting me with some information it thinks may be relevant. There are several ways of navigating around this screen, one of which is by using the tabs at the top. Currently, the For You tab is displayed. There are other tabs, such as Trending tab, which is showing me topics that are relevant in the moment, right now. And you can see that there are other tabs up there. COVID-19, again, I'm recording this in early 2022, so that's very relevant. There's a News tab, and so on. If you want to perform an actual search and search for particular words or phrases, then tap on the Search Twitter box right at the top, and this opens the Search Twitter area, and you can start typing in the search. I won't do that now. Again, I'll talk about search in more detail in a separate session. So I'm going to cancel out of this. We're talking about the navigation options across the bottom of the app. So let's go to the third one, which is these 4 little dots. Tap on there. This takes us into Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces are a new feature of Twitter. They only became available in late 2021. Twitter Spaces are audio rooms. Twitter Spaces are places that you can go and you can listen to what other people are saying. You can participate in conversations, audio conversations, so you need to have sound turned on to make these work. You can also create your own spaces. Again, I'll cover this in detail in a separate session. Okay, so on with the navigation. The 4th option across the bottom is the bell symbol. I shall tap on that. The bell takes you into notifications. You're probably familiar with notifications from other social media systems. Notifications is where the social media system is telling you that somebody has followed you, or that somebody has liked one of your posts, that somebody has retweeted one of your posts. It's telling you that somebody has engaged with you in some way. If you look at the notifications here, you can see that it's telling me that Social Media Management has followed me, and also How To Publishing has followed me. So it's alerting me to the fact that some people have chosen to follow this account. As I said, this is a training account. I don't use it for live purposes. But if people want to follow it, they are very welcome to. There are two tab options on the screen. There's the All tab, which is what we're looking at right now, and then across to the right of that is the Mentions tab. If I tap on Mentions, this shows me a list of all the tweets where somebody else has mentioned the name of this particular Twitter account. The name of this Twitter account is training_tips. So that's notifications. On to the last and fifth of the icons across the bottom of the screen, and we get to the envelope symbol. The envelope symbol is for direct messages. Direct messages are private tweets. That's messages between this account and one other account. They are private, they can't be seen by anybody else. Private tweets are presented to you in a way that you're probably familiar with other messaging apps. So if I tap on the top one, for example, from Digital Business Academy, you can see it's presented in a conversation format. You can see the message that I've sent to them and then the message that's replied. Okay, so we've covered the 5 navigation options across the bottom of the app. I'm going to tap Home now and go back to the home screen, which shows me the most recent tweets. And there are 3 other navigation options I want to cover. The first one is the plus symbol in the bottom right. If I tap on plus, this opens the screen where I can write a new tweet. This is where I can create a tweet, I can put some copy in there, some words, and I can also attach a picture or a video. Or I can record some audio. Again, I'll be covering creating tweets in a separate session. So let's come out of that. I don't want to write a tweet right now. I'll press cancel in the top left. The 2 other options to look at, one is in the top right, which is the 3 stars. If I tap on 3 stars, this pops up an option which says your timeline is set to home. Switch to latest tweets. Latest tweets show up as they happen. What does this actually mean? Very briefly, the tweets that are shown to you by Twitter have been chosen by an algorithm. The algorithm decides what it thinks you're most likely to be interested in based upon who you follow and your other interests. It's possible that some tweets from people that you've chosen to follow won't be shown to you because Twitter thinks they're not actually interesting enough to you. That's the algorithm making a decision on your behalf. Now, not everybody wants to see tweets that way. Some people want to see all the tweets from everyone they follow. And that's what Switch to Latest Tweets does. Switch to Latest Tweets will show you all the tweets from the people that you follow in chronological order. The default is the home option, which is where the algorithm is choosing, but you can opt to switch to latest tweets. So I'll do that now. I shall switch to latest tweets. And it's telling me you're seeing the latest tweets as they happen. So this is tweets from the people that I follow in strict chronological order with the most recent at the top. And it tells me that there are new tweets. So let's just tap on new tweets and it jumps me right to the top. And I can see that the most recent tweet came from Business Support Helpline and it was posted just 3 minutes ago. If I want to go back to the home option, which is where Twitter shows me what it thinks I'm interested in, then I can just tap on those 3 stars again and saying your timeline currently shows the latest tweets, but you can switch to the home option to show the recommended tweets instead. So I'll choose that and go back to home. The last option I want to look at in this introduction to navigating around the app is the profile icon in the very top left, which is your profile picture. I'll tap on the top left icon and it opens a menu with a whole load of other options. It gives me some information. It tells me how many people I'm following on this account, 47. It tells me how many people are following this account, 48. And then there are other options there. I can now go and look at my profile, I can look at lists, topics, and so on. Again, I will be creating separate sessions that cover all of these in more detail. Right now, the purpose of this is just to get you comfortable with navigation. That was a quick introduction to navigating around Twitter. As I said, I highly recommend that you have a go for yourself. Get comfortable with the app. Look at the different options. Explore what's in the app. Get familiar, and then you'll be a much more confident user of Twitter. I look forward to seeing you in another session.